this little LED flashlight survives the double tractor tire test, I'll tell you what, I'll be sold. I've got to say I'm pretty excited about today's review. Every once in a while, you come across a little gem, and today, I think we have. So today we'll be testing the cheapest flashlight on Amazon. Now, it's not the cheapest flashlight. Of course, it's got to meet our special criteria, which is, of course, it's got to have at least 4 stars and over 10 ratings. And I wanted a traditional flashlight. I didn't want something, like a pen light or some novelty thing, but just a regular, decent, good quality flashlight. Something that we can hang by the door, something we can throw in the glove box, something that we could throw in an emergency kit, or even EDC it. And I think I've had it. I think I've found it. How much do you think this would cost right here? Just a nice little multi-mode flashlight with the 18650. Is that the battery? We'll go into that. How about $499? $499 for a nice little flashlight. Now, of course, it's not going to be comparable to something like a Surefire, of course. But what do we have? What's the price of something like this here? Can you afford to have a Surefire and all the places that you need a flashlight, i.e. toolbox, glove box, purse, shop, whatever it is? No, what are these things? $200? Ridiculous. I mean, yeah, they're very tough and they're very nice, but it's okay. This is the flashlight that I want to have for my daily care. I'm sorry about my hands. We've been out in the forest and I've got sap all over my hands, and you can't wash it off. You just have to wear it off. So I'm sorry about that. I should have started out with that apology. So enough about the Surefire. Let's take a look at this. So what we have here is we've got just a basic little reasonably high quality flashlight. And here's the thing that I like the best about it. It takes the wonderful 18650 batteries. Now, these are not going to be included, and if you don't have these, if you're not running them in your flashlights or that you're whatever it is that you're using at home, I'd strongly recommend you invest in it because they're rechargeable. I have moved completely to rechargeable batteries. I go through a lot of batteries doing photography and video work, a lot of double A's, and everything now is rechargeable. The Sanyo Eneloops are just excellent. These, on the other hand, the CR123s that we all have had and for so long, these are expensive and they're rare, and I would go through them like crazy. No more. I think it's time to put the Surefire on eBay and go back to this battery because it just lasts and lasts and lasts. I mean, it's just wonderful way to go. The 18650 rechargeable cells, and so that's what I think is the best part of this. It just takes a single, and it's a great size. This is a good size. It's not too big that you can't put it in your pocket, but just a great little basic. I love just the basic clicky tail flashlight. All right, so something that's a little bit unique about it is it kind of has that lead lenser thing going on there, so you can see it's got an adjustable beam pattern. Now, when I first saw this, I didn't like it. As you see here, you can adjust it. You can see actually the square shape of the LED. You can have a flood or a spot. Now, is it the best flashlight? Is that the best beam? No, but what I have found is the flashlight that we use most often, and we've got all sorts of high-dollar flashlights around here, is a similar concept here. It's a focused flashlight with a beam, and I really like it because I can take it out when something is making a ruckus in the night, and I can have the ability to really go down to a fine beam or have a flood if I'm looking for something I dropped around the car, keys. So I like that design for just an all-around average light, and that I was surprised that it had that. I didn't know that going into it. So if we could look at that, you'll see here we can take off this little bezel. It actually has a good feel to it. It's a reasonably good quality. Of course, we have a plastic lens there. You can see kind of that dome lens, flat on this side, round on it, that helps show that beam. Now this is not, you can see the LED in there. See that? Probably a little Cree LED or something like that. This is not going to be a waterproof flashlight. It's just not. It's not advertised as being waterproof. If you want waterproof, they have an option. I think it's like $12. You could step up to that. But, do I need a waterproof flashlight for my just knock around flashlight? No, I don't. Tail clicker, very simple, green. I like the color. Lanyards, a tail stand. Yeah, kind of. It's not the best, but a nice little flashlight. So the modes are very simple. I would prefer no modes. I'd rather just have a flashlight that turned on and off. This one's we're going to have this, high, low, lower, strobe, and SOS. So we have, looks like, the 5 modes. Pretty standard, nothing funny, no click-through stuff. It's just very simple. Turn it on, we're going to default to the high, and then go down to the low, which is really nice. So when we turn it off and turn it back on, we're going to have our high, well, maybe not. I think so. I don't know how long the memory is on that. But a great little flashlight for $4.99. I'm going to order, probably 3 or 4 of these myself, and I'll put one in all the trucks. And the thing about these cheap flashlights is that they don't seem to walk off. I don't know what it is about it. When you have an expensive flashlight like this, you seem like, okay, I'm going to put it in a gear bag, but then you want to play with it, or you want to carry it around, you want it somewhere else, and it never is where you want it. Where sometimes these cheaper ones are the way to go. It seems to me, it's just been my experience. It's like sunglasses. You go pay $200 for a pair of sunglasses. You sit on them, break them, or lose them in the first 10 days. You buy a pair that hurts your head, that's uncomfortable, for $6 at the dollar store, and you got those for 50 years. I don't know what it is about that. It's just one of the truths of life. So what else is there to discuss? It's pretty straightforward. So I think we should take it out and do a little torture test. I guess some of these that I have ran into, and this one doesn't seem to be the case, is the wall thickness. I've had some of the lights, even from Pelican, where I could actually, if I was really feeling strong that day, I could bend this. I could bend the case right there. But this has a pretty thick case. And when I compared the tail caps to the Surefire, of course, the Surefire of the body is going to be thicker. But how thick does it need to be? But if I compare these tail caps, the thickness, they're very similar. They're very similar. They have they feel the same. I haven't measured them, but I'll bet they're almost identical. So it's not, it's just not a garbage light. It's just not something that is just worthless. It's $5. It's $4.99 shipped, I think. $4.99, whatever it was. I wrote it down here. What else was there? 4.7 stars, 45 reviews. Just a decent little flashlight. Would it be a good size to EDC? Possibly. I EDC this one. You can see here's a pocket clip. This one's a little bit smaller than that. I would say yes. Hard to EDC a flashlight this big that doesn't have a pocket clip on it, but it's possible. No parts, no O-rings, no extra caps or anything like that. It's just a basic flashlight that runs off of what I would consider to be the most desirable power cell. That's what you want. The 18650. That's the way to go. You can get those batteries and chargers online. They're not expensive. All right, let's go take it outside. I guess I'm not going to check waterproof. We know it's not going to be waterproof. We don't expect that. But is it crush proof? Let's see if it will stand tractor tire. If this little LED flashlight survives the double tractor tire test, I'll tell you what, I'll be sold. I'll order 4 of them myself. Okay. Not every flashlight survives the tractor tire test. Here we go. Let's see how the Ukier flashlight held up after the tractor test. Well, we'll find out if it crushed or not, if we can get the battery out. Well, look at that. No deformation there whatsoever. And how's the cap screw on? Seems to work fine. Our forward beam adjustment. Little dirt and grass in there, but nothing seems to be amiss. Bezel's intact. No broken lens. I have to say that is a pass. Surprisingly, that did really well. Does it work? Of course it does. Of course it does. Look at that. That's why it's got all those good ratings from Amazon. Strobe, SOS. There you go. I have to say, for $4.99, for just a little throwaway flashlight, maybe not so throwaway, but a little flashlight that you can keep, and it'll be handy in a million different places. There you go. The Ukier 18650 LED flashlight. If you just can't get enough of the cheapest survival tools on Amazon, so far we've reviewed the axe, the ultimate survival shovel. There's the sheath for the knife. Jack likes that knife so well he ran off with it. And then of course the flashlight. So that's 4 in the series of putting together the uber cheap, the ultra budget survival preparedness kit. So let me know in the comments what you'd like to see added to the kit, and I will get it on Amazon, get it coming, and we will review it. So I've got some really fun stuff coming up and some great surprises that I think are going to surprise you and me. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.